So guys, so what's important is making sure that you understand now that you can go and sit next to a fireplace, and also you can place a nice people blanket over you. I see it actually does work. So what I'm doing here is I'm just looking at my Instagram here to see exactly who's looking at me today. I have another 18 people coming to my Instagram today to just watch me. So as I go and just study upon what I'm doing, I have to do some music production. I'm making sure anyway that what I want to do is I want to check out the news headlines. I want to see what's happening with Israel and Gaza. Because what's important, guys, is making sure that you are understanding what you need to do to succeed. So no matter what I do today, I'm making sure that I'm getting ahead of the game now. I'm getting ahead of the game. I'm making sure I get the information I need. I see it's a Saturday. I understand I never go to Bunnering because over there, I understand that I never need to go because those people are dangerous to me. I only go to places where I feel safe, and that's how it is, yeah. And I never travel anywhere in the nighttime because that way I feel much better about myself. Whereas as I really, really do life much greater, I feel I need to go and do greater regardless of what's happening. So as I go and do something that's helping me move forward, I learn about the nice and beautiful life that I have always. Whereas that's how I actually grow. So as I grow, I focus upon understanding that I have plenty of success daily to go and just chill and do my life differently. But that's how I learn. I learn something different about what's going on. But what goes on in life is what you make of it. So guys, so what's amazing over here is just understanding that every single day you can always grow your words and you can be able to go and manifest whatever you want out of life. So I'm making sure anyway that what I'm doing here is I'm making sure I'm just going on SoundCloud over here, just so I can go and manage my subscription over here, so I can go and just be able to go and unsubscribe from this nice and beautiful monthly plan over here, so I can go and do something greater for myself. So I can go and do something to opt out of the subscription process, so I can just understand straight away how to do greater for myself regardless of what's happening. So making sure anyway that as I go and do that for myself, I'm making sure that no matter what, that I'm always learning. I'm learning something much new in life, where I'm understanding that no matter what, that as I grow myself and as I do something that's newer and newer every single day, I'm looking to just enjoy myself differently, to make sure I have more than enough success every single day to enjoy myself. So as I enjoy myself, I'm making sure that no matter what I do, that today is a nice and beautiful day for me. I'm making sure that you guys understand that you have to go away from any wars and never be around wars or anything like that, so you can do nice and beautiful loading and whatever you have in store for yourself every single day, that you can go and do greater. But I see how people care about you online, really, and how they never really care about you online and about what you're doing. I mean, most people never care about you, and you have to understand it's because you have to do a better job anyway yourself to just speak more words, and you never rely on other people to do anything for you, but just go and really, really speak out all the words of God and everything that's happening around the world, and make sure that you're understanding how to actually enjoy yourself in the deployment of life, and making sure that you can go into the project of what you need to do and be able to go and do your nice and beautiful remedies of nice and beautiful ways of life. So as I go and do my life over here, I'll make sure that I can go and do a greater job with my music production now, so I can go and make this nice and beautiful kick happen, and that I can go and export my music, and so I can go and start my actual middle track, so I can finish I Die in Utopia today, so I can go and do a better job. See, what's important, guys, is if your kick is never working in a mix, to make sure you place an automation of volume on the actual kick. So you just place a little, let's say 1 centimeter automation somewhere in your mix where you can understand that it's 80% volume, to make sure you boost up the automation there, so that you understand that the volume is most likely the problem, where you understand that you have to go and increase the volume to make sure that your kick is heard in the mix, and make sure you use a volume automation for that, so you can actually hear the kick. Alright, now what's important for me is making sure that no matter what, that as I go and grow myself now, I'm making sure I have the nice and beautiful Audible.com over here. But what I want to do with them is, I realize they want to grab a credit off me today. I want to make sure I can call them again, and if I call them this time, I understand that no matter what, it's more how I feel to go and cancel my nice and beautiful, let's say, program with them. By making sure anyway that what I do with them is, I understand that Jeff Bezos over here did, let's say, cancel my account for some reason, and then he wants to grab money off me as well. So making sure you understand that he did remove all my books from my website that I did get from him, and he also did steal all my content that I gave him the money for. And also what I need to do is, I need to go and call customer service to just be able to cancel my account. So what I do is I make sure I do a greater job over here to focus on something that's helping me move forward. But I need to make sure that no matter what, that they are people who just never get my money, because I understand that no matter what, that I need to just go and place under the value of money in terms of whatever they're asking for. So if they're asking for $20 a month, I make sure on that day that there's less than $20 in my actual account over here. So I understand that no matter what, they have more than that. But I place the money somewhere safe so that they never get it, and I just make sure I just do that for now. By making sure that I never want to call them again, I just want to change my card. I want to change my whole card. I want to get a new card. I want to get a new business card. In terms of a new Commonwealth Bank card. I want to cancel the previous one. I want to move on from them forever like this. I understand forever. And what I do now is I focus on making sure that since that's actually done, I'm making sure I'm never lazy to make more music, but I have to go and study the system of what I'm doing. So what I need to do now is just move on and make the new music track now, and I just make sure from that point I can go and listen to whatever I need to do. But making sure anyway that since I'm actually doing this, I make sure that I understand today is a beautiful day for me, but I have to go and speak more content into the world. So what I can do now is I can do a live coaching video. I'll do a live coaching video, and from that point I make sure I can go and upload the content online, and then I have to do my Instagram in a better time. But from that point I realize once I do my live coaching video, I realize then I can do my music production track, and then I can upload it online, and then I can go and DJ the music. And from that point I just enjoy myself. I can go and study, and I can go and do some Netflix as well. So making sure anyway that what I do now is I do my life coaching video. It's been quite a while since I've done my life coaching video. I have to show my face on video, and I have to be consistent now. And I want to be doing at least 1 hour a day. I want to be doing at least 1 hour a day of life coaching videos, so I can go and do a greater job for myself. But I'm understanding anyway that what I do now is I relax. I make sure I have more enough technology and everything to go and persuade myself to do greater. I'm understanding anyway. Make sure on the day of my beautiful seminar that I have 8 hours in store of products and ranges over here to be able to go and do a better way for myself to go and deliver content. So I just put my technology in my bag over here, making sure that I go and actually, once my nice and beautiful MP3 player and content actually arrives in my computer, otherwise, because I'm exporting the actual MP3 right now, I make sure that I can go and do what I need to do in terms of life to make sure that I can go and do it a better way. But I'm just making sure my technology is going into my bag before I do anything. I'm making sure anyway. And what I do now So just make sure that I can go and really study upon why I do what I do. So if you're actually doing this and making sure that no matter what that you're learning very quickly upon what you want to do, then just go do your life coaching video right away so that you have the momentum going into the actual video. So make sure you're doing that so that you understand straight away that I never ever place technology in my bag when I'm doing a life coaching video like this, because I understand that once I do my life coaching video, it's much more how I have privileges to be able to do it. So what I do is I make sure that I have plenty of time and space and vigor to be able to go and keep going upon my life, to make sure I have more enough nice and beautiful empathy for myself to go and deliver what I need to do. So that's why I'm doing a life coaching video, to be able to go and do better. Play over here, you can see that it's actually recording my name now. You guys can hear me. I mean, guess what? I'm just doing a nice and beautiful video recording. But then I stop it. Here's the thing, guys, about, let's say, promoting your events to people. So if you're promoting your events to people, then never fucking talk to them in the first place. I mean, guess what? If you talk to them with words, then they're less likely to come to your event. Do you understand that? Love I. If you understand that, then they feel that they already understand you. I mean, they feel that they already understand your knowledge. But if you give them knowledge about the day and what's happening, then guess what? Then they're less likely to come, because they feel they already understand what you're doing. But guess what? I promise you anyway, that what's the point of this? I understand straight away that if people want to talk to you online about your event, or if they want to talk to you about your event, then just say, come to the event, and come to the event, and come to the event. And that's it. I mean, never ever talk to them otherwise. And just make sure if it's online, then make sure if you're sending them all this information about you, then guess what? It's more how you're sending them free information online already. But the thing is, they never ever see that information that you're posting online, unless they're following it. And now, if they're following you online for that information, then they may choose to come here, because guess what? It's more how you're giving the information anyway, but they feel there's something else. But if you send them personally the information, you're saying this is what it's about, then that's the information, or that's the information that they can actually open to be able to come to your event. But if you really give them the information of the day, otherwise, if you actually give them and say, this is actually what's happening, and da 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 da, and you give them all this fucking information of what you're actually doing at the seminar, and then guess what happens? Now it's opening up into a conversation that's never happening for you in a way that they're coming to your event. Because you're fucking giving them the information, but they're never saying anything about this. They're loving the whole fucking time that they're talking to you, because they see that you're fucking so stupid to give them this knowledge. I mean, they see that already. So what you do is, if you talk to them, and there was this woman that was talking to me, and I said, hey, it's a surprise. It's a surprise. Although, guess what? I was giving her information about the day. And how was I giving her information about the day? It's more how I was showing her what it's about. And then guess what? I was tempting her by saying it's a surprise, and it's a surprise. But guess what? She is so stupid of a woman that she can never afford me. She can never afford me. But guess what? That's something nice. I can say that. I can say it's a surprise. You have to come to the event to see that. She never wants to say that she can never afford it. Understand? But she makes it look like that you are some fucking asshole that she never wants to fucking see. Understand? Although you guys are never assholes. But the thing is, make sure every single day you understand that people out there give you the fucking impression that you are the most fucking negative individual in the world, that they never fucking want to see you, because they can never afford to see you. They can never afford to give you the money to see you, and that's why they call you the biggest fucking asshole. They fucking give you the most fucking negative fucking vibe in the world. Understand? So never fucking believe their vibe. Never fucking believe them. But nobody's fucking negative, and nobody's an asshole. But make sure you understand every single day that they just give you the fucking impression that they're fucking stupid people. You understand? So no matter what, you realize straight away that if you're growing in communication, if you're understanding anything about life, then make sure that no matter what, that you're always growing up. But if you're sending people information about what's happening, and if I go around sending my information now in terms of my video now, what happens now is I figure out that they have no clue still, because I still never gave them the information of the day. I realize, although if I talk about it and say, this is exactly what I'm talking about on the day, and then I say, this is why, and this is why, and this is why, and this is why, and this is why, actually now they never fucking come, because I was giving them reasons upon what I was talking about. And let's say no matter what, I'm still giving people reasons always about what I'm talking about. But if I fucking say, hey, if I literally say, I mean, this is the information of the day, and this is the reasons why, and why, and why, and why, and why, and why. I mean, fucking now they never come. And why is that? Because they already see exactly what I'm talking about. And the more you talk about it, the more they never want to come. But if you just understand anything about life, that's a long way to go for me. And I understand that no matter what, that I just realize every single day how much more treasure I have every single day to understand those passages. And the passages of life is helping you grow. So no matter what, that since I'm actually promoting myself to these people, I realize anyway that I can feel that people are coming. And I have over, let's say, 50 people coming to my event. I have over 50 people coming to my event, I promise you. So I make $10,000 on a day. I make $10,000 on a day and more. And now, because I'm speaking now, I'm making sure that more people are coming to my event, but I have to give more business cards. I have to feel myself giving more business cards. But that's the thing, yeah. I have plenty of time. And as I have plenty of time, I'm understanding that no matter what, that I'm realizing quickly on what I need to do to grow. And I'm understanding anyway that what I want to do every single time is I feel I have everything in my words. I'm just being positive every single day. I'm making sure that I have plenty of time to do what I need to do every single day. To succeed daily is my only option. So I'm always understanding straight away to go and love myself. So as I love myself always, I'm making sure I have the best kind of individuality in the planet to make sure I have more than enough success every single time to go and deliver content. So no matter what I do, I'm making sure that I can always give people a nice and beautiful recommendation every single day. And I'm always making sure that I'm learning. So as I learn, I grow by making sure that if you're filling out surveys because you want to be nicer to people, then make sure that no matter what, that you go and do what you want to do to give people nice and beautiful reviews. So I'm always understanding straight away how to actually deliver content in a way of nice and beautiful service. I love the service. Alright, anyway, so I love everything. I love everything. I mean, they ask you what you didn't like. I mean, make sure you understand that you love everything. I mean, I love it. Alright, anyway, that if you want to go and really, really dwell upon nice and beautiful way of life, then make sure you understand straight away how to go and deliver a service of whatever it is in terms of experience so you can go and do greater. So what you need to realize all the time is if you're actually reviewing people, then ask them one fucking question in your review and that's it. I mean, do you like the service? Yes or no? I'm pretty sure it's more enough for you in your service. I mean, in a sense, so every single time, if you make fucking 50 million questions for your fucking review and feedback, and you give people, and I realize you give people a survey of 50 million questions, I mean, do you believe that you're fucking getting all those questions from the people? I'm pretty sure fucking no. But I should now fucking give you 50 million questions of answers to fucking answer your fucking survey for a fucking hotel that they were staying at, man. I mean, fucking asking one fucking question is the best fucking result for your fucking hotel or fucking motel that you fucking own for yourself. And if you have a fucking business and service and you want fucking feedback from the customers, I mean, rate your service from 1 to 10. I mean, for fuck's sake, and that's it. I mean, never fucking ask them 10 million questions about your fucking service. When you understand? Because they fucking have no time to fucking answer your questions. I mean, understand? I mean, one fucking question is more enough. And now, when you understand that, it's much more how it is, yeah? So I'm always understanding straight away how to actually grow myself. So as I grow myself always, I'm learning different architectures. I'm learning different abilities to go and dwell upon something that's helping me move forward. But what helps me move forward is making sure that no matter what, if somebody's talking to you and they're doing pleasure along the way, then make sure you understand that it's much more how you have to be positive about the situation. And you have to understand straight away. You have to understand yourself over here and how that really looks like. And it looks very embarrassing to be able to understand anything about pleasure. Is very, very embarrassing. So make sure you understand that an embarrassing feel of life is when other people are doing pleasure while talking to you. I realize although it's much more how it is, yeah. But the thing is, I understand straight away that when you see that and when you understand that it's true, then make sure you understand that no matter what, it's much more how it's good also. And now, is it good though? Probably yes. I'm probably sure that now, is it embarrassing? Probably is the truth embarrassing? Now, what does Jesus Christ say? Jesus Christ says the truth is everything. I mean, Jesus Christ says the truth shall always lift you free. I understand, but there's a lot to be with the truth. I mean, the truth is all words, Jesus Christ says. The truth is everything. I mean, in a sense, so if you're looking at yourself in the mirror and you're understanding straight away how you look and you perceive in the world, then you must understand that it's much more how I feel. I'm doing the best I can always. I'm not saying that no matter what, that as I see people and how they look at me every single day, I'm focusing on a better way of life over here. And I'm making sure that no matter what, I have more enough success every single day to go and focus on making sure I have more enough. I love it. Actually, it's much more how I feel to understand that no matter what, that I can go and let myself be in a better way to focus on something greater. But if you're receiving no replies from other people, then go and receive a better way for yourself to go and deliver your talk and to encourage yourself. I mean, encourage yourself to talk to yourself every single day. So all you want to really do for yourself is to focus upon talking to yourself in a way that's helping you move forward. But what helps you move forward is a nice and beautiful life for yourself. So if you understand straight away how to actually lift your life, then you understand straight away how to go and really dwell upon something that's actually helpful. Whereas anyway, so as you're really growing yourself in different ways and you're making sure that you are more productive in your words, then make sure you understand that if you stick to your words all day long, then your words shall prosper you, because your words are what motivate you. I mean, your words are the only aspects of life that motivate you to do everything in your day. I mean, the more words you speak, the more you're doing in daily life, I promise you. You have to speak more words to feel more positive. But the more words you do speak for yourself, the more you're likely to be able to be doing what you want to do. So that's the whole point. Whereas now, as I understand straight away, what I need to do now is motivate myself to make music right now, because I understand that anyway. I just done my live coaching video, and it's going on YouTube now. So what I want to do is, that's my actual alarm. But making sure anyway, what I do is always understanding that no matter what day, if you understand anything about life, I wake up before 9:30 every single day, and I make sure to just go and start my day off with music production. And I make sure anyway that I want to be able to go and see the nice and beautiful weather outside. And the weather outside is already a nice and beautiful way to say that no matter what, it's 9:30, so I have time by making sure that no matter what, it's 14 degrees outside. And I'm making sure that I can go and deliver content over here to see exactly what's going on with my content. So I want to be able to see my love for I. Although, what's important for myself, that if I go and watch anybody, let's say, who's a trance artist or anybody who's coming up in the music events around here, they want to be able to go and see the festival. I want to be able to go to a festival somewhere. And now, why to a festival? I want to be able to go and DJ at a festival. But it's more how I feel. And now I understand that if I go anywhere around festivals and nightclubs now, I want to be at the nightclubs DJing now, and at the festivals DJing. I never want to go to a festival just like this, or just like a crowd or something. I never want to be the crowd at the festival and nightclubs anymore. I want to be at the stand. I want to be at the DJ sessions. And I'm very close to that. So what I do is I'm understanding that, and I'm making sure I'm much better. But if you talk it into fruition, I promise you, it's much more how it is. And now I understand anyway. I'm understanding my words are predominant. And there's something dominant in a way that no way can anybody try to delift me. I promise you, there's no chance I can be anybody lower than what I am. I promise you, I'm always lifting my words regardless of what's happening. So that's why I'm so successful, because I'm willing to speak all day long about what I love to do, and I'm understanding straight away how I lift myself in that occasion, and making sure I'm very smart to the notion of my legacy. So I'm making sure they understand everybody has their own legacy. I mean, every single woman out there in the planet has their own legacy. I mean, they're very beautiful women, but how big is their legacy? I mean, how big is their legacy really? I mean, there's only a minimal amount of people who are great, who have more words than everybody else. Although I'm one of them. I'm one of those people who have a lot of words to say. And because I have a lot of words to say, I'm doing far more than other people, and that's why I'm having a greater life than them in the process. And that's why I'm understanding straight away how to go and live my life in the best way. So what I do every single time is I focus on a greater life for myself, so I can go dwell upon something that's much better for myself. And that's why I'm learning. I'm learning how to speak much better. But what I want to do now is I just want to go and see a nice beautiful kick over here with my portable speaker, and then it's more enough for me. But I can go and coach myself to make music here and indoors. And my portable speaker is more enough as well. So making sure anyway that what I want to do is focus on a greater life for myself to go and dwell something much better. But what I want to do always from now on is make music indoors
and make all my music indoors, but go outdoors somewhere to just listen over to the music. And that's the best thing approach. Now, outdoors, I never want to produce music outdoors. I never want to produce music outdoors unless I produce music indoors first with my portable speaker, and then I transfer outdoors. And then outdoors, all I want to do outdoors with my portable speaker is I want to listen to the music outdoors to see how it sounds. And then what I can do is place a reverb outdoors somewhere. I can place my reverbs on the actual music outdoors, and I can press the atmosphere on the actual music outdoors, and that's it. It's more listening back to my music tracks outdoors and placing a reverb on my music tracks outdoors, but nothing else. You understand? But then also just listening back to the track outdoors is more enough for me. But indoors is where all the nice and beautiful reverb and everything comes into play. And it comes into play after my nice and beautiful, let's say, earphones. And then I make sure to go and do it on portable speaker. So I'll go from earphones to portable speaker. And then from portable speaker, I go outdoors and listen to everything outdoors. And that way, then I go and listen to everything on headphones. And why is that? Because that's the process I'd go. I go for that kind of process. I'll go earphones to portable speaker. And then from portable speaker to outdoors portable speaker. And then from outdoors portable speaker to headphones. And that way I'm listening to the whole project, but I'm actually understanding that what I do also prior to everything else is after earphones, I go from laptop and I just go and scan my nice and beautiful content from earphones to headphones scanning, and also laptop scanning with phones and everything. And make sure I scan my nice and beautiful content from earphones to phone and laptop to nice and beautiful headphones, and I just scan it quickly, and I make sure I go do my nice and beautiful music production with portable speaker, and then from portable speaker go outdoors portable speaker, and then back to headphones to listen to everything again. In a sense, no matter what, that's how I go about my life. And now it's more how I'm making music with earphones first, but then I export the music track, and I listen back to the music track with headphones and earphones and also laptop and phones. I just listen back to everything, and I scan it quickly. I just go here, 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 quickly to see the sounds. And then I go back into portable speaker music production with portable speaker, but I never go to do music production with headphones before portable speaker. So when I'm doing music production with live, I'm making sure I go earphones to portable speaker, and then outdoors portable speaker, and then headphones when I'm doing music production with actual sounding equipment. But then to listen back is different. But listening back goes, in terms of when I'm listening back to music, then it goes earphones to phones and technologies such as laptop and phones and headphones. And now what's first out of these ones? Making sure the earphones is first, and then goes the laptop, and then goes the phone, and then goes the headphones. And that's just the way I do it. I just do it that way because it's all different. And now, since I'm actually doing that, because I understand straight away that from that point I go portable speaker and then outdoor portable speaker is how my process of listening back to the music is. And then from that point I let it be. I promise you, then I can go listen to it in the car somewhere. So I'm understanding anyway. I bring my portable speaker in the car and I listen to a nice and beautiful ambience. So I'm understanding anyway. And since I'm understanding that now, I'm understanding straight away how to produce better music. But what I do is I place the actual portable speaker right in front of me, and I place the actual portable speaker right in front of my laptop over here. So it's actually just at the back of my laptop, and I'm looking at the portable speaker, and my right ear and left ear channel is right in the middle of the portable speaker. Is how I create music. So as I do that is how I actually grow. So let's have a look. I mean, you can hear that, yeah. So I'm just dwelling upon a better way for myself. So let's hear it. I'm making sure you understand that this. I'm making sure that you understand that this JBL portable speaker, Party Box 100 portable speaker, is when I go and raise the volume on it, then the actual sounding lighting equipment on the actual portable speaker turns into the light that is actually turning up its volume. So right now there's two lights, but if I go and actually raise the volume on the actual portable speaker, then it shows me just that kind of light where the volume is on the portable speaker. So if I place it all the way up, I'm making sure you understand straight away that the portable speaker shows me that the volume is increasing with the lights on my portable speaker, and that's the whole point. But then there's no two shining lights, but there's only one shining light when I'm actually raising the volume on the portable speaker. But then once I finish off raising the volume or decreasing the volume on the portable speaker, then it shows me these two lights that is actually just going up and down, up and down, and up and down. And it's going in circles. And that's how I understand straight away what kind of function the portable speaker is on, which is excellent. I mean, why is it excellent? Because it shows you, or else because it shows you what kind of function that you are on. And when you're understanding what kind of function you are on in life, then you're doing better, because that's how it is. Alright, also what I've just learned is if you want to go and see the nice and beautiful volume of your portable speaker to be working, then what you have to understand that as the music is playing is when the light shines on the actual portable speaker with the JBL Party Box speakers, is what it's actually showing when you are understanding that you are raising the volume while the actual music is playing, or while the music is playing, you're lowering the volume while your music is playing, or you're actually raising the volume while the music is playing to be able to see that light. That's actually the volume light. But then understand that's the only time it works. But now if I understand that no matter what, if I understand, for example, where the music is never working now, but if I go and try to lower the volume and increase the volume now on my portable speaker in terms of the JBL Party Box speaker over here, then understand that what happens is there is no shining light to tell me what kind of individuality or function the portable speaker is on, other than that it's on the other function of where my light's never working, but my lights are working, but it's just that the nice and beautiful portable speaker only works with the shining light of the volume when the actual music is playing. So as the music is playing, then as I press higher volume, actually what happens is then I can see that my portable speaker is showing me that the higher the volume in terms of that the speaker lights is showing me then that the increase of my volume is happening with the lights, because that's only when the music is playing in the background with the portable speaker. But if the music is now playing in the portable speaker, then I understand if I'm raising the volume and lowering the volume, then it shows me just two lights. But if I go and place my portable speaker to play the volume in terms of to play my audio, and then I go increase the volume and lower the volume, then it shows me one light. And now what I do to explain my technology and to explain everything to you, really what's going on, is to include numbers in those nice and beautiful sessions with you to make you understand straight away what I mean. So you must understand that no matter what, that as I really explain something that is so maybe difficult to explain, but there's nothing difficult to explain, but it's more how you understand straight away. Do you add a number and add those numbers in those sentences to help people to understand straight away in numbers what you mean about sentencing? And if you want to understand how to get your message across really much more easier, then try to figure a number to go with that beautiful subject to help yourself to explain in numbers what you mean about that sentence faster and faster in every single situation, so that you understand straight away how you're actually doing greater. And that's how I understand straight away how to get my message across through numbers, because that's the only one way to do it. I realize if you're adding numbers into your sentences, then make sure you understand that as soon as you add a number, then you move on very quickly, because the number one is the only number that you have to understand. That as soon as you give that number, it's a goal for you to move on, because you've given them the numbers here, and you're making sure anyway that you're learning very quickly upon how to actually get your message across. Because to get your message across really is add the number there and put the numbers in, and that way it's much more doable for you to be able to explain yourself. And why is that? Because it's a number, and number and words are different. And make sure you understand that. And then from that point, you understand straight away how people can picture a number with the sentences, or people can picture numbers with sentences, and they can understand straight away what you need. Apparently, if you invite people with numbers to your event, then people are much more likely to come. But if it's just words, then guess what? Apparently, words are for free. I mean, words are for free. But if you have numbers on your business card, then the best kind of sales business card or anything that you're selling is numbers. So if you sell numbers, then what you do is you increase your numbers. Now, that's what they never teach you in school. But why is that? Or else because if you're increasing your numbers and you're showing people that you're increasing those numbers, then you have more value. But understand that if words increase without numbers, then all people see is just words, and they see it's for free. And that way, they never value. They never value your free words. I promise you, although if they see numbers on the business card or numbers anywhere where you're stating more numbers, now they want to give you the numbers, and they want to value the numbers that you give them. But otherwise now, why is that? Because the numbers is showing them that this is the price to see you, and this is something that's more worthy of you. And now, anyway, that since you're understanding that you're selling people on numbers here, and that's why they value the number. But if you never sell on the number, then they never value your numbers. I mean, in a sense, so if you never ask for a number, then they never give you a number. I mean, in a sense, but if you ask for numbers, then they always give you the number that you ask for, because they can always afford it. I mean, in a sense, so make sure you understand that if you're going around selling yourself with numbers, then make sure you understand that if you're going around people and understand that you're giving them these numbers while you talk, I mean, guess what happens? I mean, then you win straight away, because what happens is you're talking to them, but they see all these numbers, and now they may be reacting toward these numbers in the same way that's actually happening with words, but guess what? I promise you, it's very different, because they can understand straight away what you mean with numbers. And now with numbers, if you're really, really gathering to give them the word one in terms of life, and understanding straight away you're giving them the number one everywhere, then you're making sure that no matter what, your conversation is going around the word one, but you're making sure that no matter what, that have you ever suck out in terms of, have you ever done that before? I mean, make sure you understand that if you go and do that, it's more how it just leads to number one in life. Then they see number one and they see, hey, I mean, what are you on about number one? I mean, they're saying, but guess what, that's why you have to understand it's the word I. But if you're understanding straight away, if you're asking for a number from them to get given and to be able to make some money, and that's different. So make some money off them. But if you're understanding anyway, they want you to understand that free words are a gift. Anybody who understands free words are respectful people, and understanding that no matter what, if you just speak to them more words every single day, I promise you, eventually they want to see you. It's just that simple. But guess what? I promise you, yes, there's time in. There's time in that, and there's a lot of time in that. But the other, are they somebody so valuable for you to chase them? Do they have so much value for you to chase these people with words? Because most of them have no value to give you. So anybody, make sure that you understand this, that you are actually just going and improving yourself with everything that you are, and just make sure that you're involving numbers in situations where you want to explain yourself and where you want to ask for numbers as well. It's very important. But also on the whiteboard and everything, in time management, talk numbers. Talk numbers much more than anything else. And that way, you're increasing people's financial aspects of life through numbers. And that's the only way you can do it. You can only do it through numbers. So show people exactly what you're doing and why you're doing what you're doing. And that way you understand straight away to explain yourself really upon the ideas. So just show people on the day that you're giving them all these ideas, and then they can go and do these ideas with you. And then make sure you understand straight away that what's important is studying and studying and studying, and being able to develop and read yourself through numbers. And then always make it about numbers. If you make it about numbers, then make it about the word I as well. And make it about any kind of word that you want. But make sure you understand straight away how to link time management with numbers and scheduling time over the day. Now, if you're working on scheduling your time with a nice and beautiful, let's say, way of drawing everything that you want, then draw fascination type of modules in the moment, and then guess what? You have something in preparation for yourself to do that alone. And always prepare for your speeches, and make sure that no matter what, that you're learning everything that you need to do to succeed is what I mean. So that's how you actually do greater. Alright, what's important, guys, is making sure that you can go and listen back to all of your music tracks while you have the FLP file, and while you actually understand the FLP file is a FL Studio file, and then go into your actual project and listen to your whole project with a scanning method of portable speaker and headphones and laptop and all the phones as well, and just be able to see the screen as it's actually playing. And that way you're understanding that as you see your layout and FL Studio layout while everything's playing, then you're actually doing a greater job for yourself, because you're understanding straight away what you're doing. So if you're understanding people's numbers and what they're asking for in terms of life, then you can understand straight away how people are looking at you in terms of the numbers of what you're asking for. So guess what, if they value you at that kind of number because you're asking for that number, eventually they rise up to the occasion to be able to meet your standards. So make sure you understand that eventually they do require you to understand to keep asking for that number. But then what happens is eventually they all give you that number somehow, because they want to achieve that number for you anyway. So if they are unable to afford that number that you're asking for, eventually they want to be able to give you that money. Do you understand? So no matter what, I see these people, in terms of the nice and beautiful people I gave my business card to, I realized that over, let's say, 50% of them can't give me the money. Because I understand that. So no matter what, those people are people who can actually come to my event. So no matter what, I realize every single time that as I really, really grow myself, or as over 50%, that means my beautiful seminar is a sellout. Why is that? Because over 50% of the people I gave my business card to can give me my money. So I gave 2,400 people my business card, and over 50% of them can afford it. I understand that 1,200 of them can actually come to my event. So 1 in 12 people have to show up and more. I mean, so no matter what, I see it's a sellout right away because my numbers are showing me that. Whereas my numbers are showing me that these people can afford it. So no matter what, I can realize straight away that if you understand how to talk that into fruition, and you understand straight away that you can talk financial game of people being able to afford it with numbers, then make sure you understand straight away you win on the day. And how do you win? I mean, you win the money and you win everything because your numbers are saying so. I mean, your numbers are in the mindset of life. And as you see the numbers of people and how many people want certain aspects with time and money, then I can see this woman over here that she wants money from me in terms of $1 million before she sees me. I mean, understand? But I realize what happens is I realize that she is going for some guy who also needs to have that much money. But I'm understanding that no matter what, I'm realizing I understand straight away how I feel. I feel much greater than that. I understand? So what I do is that woman has to chase me. I understand? I never chase her. I mean, that's the thing, yeah? I realize now, anyway, I realize that what I do every single day, that what I focus upon understanding about life now, is I focus on delivering content. But as I deliver content, I see I have 7 days. I'm making sure that no matter what, they're within 7 days, I can give $40 for business cards. I mean, in a sense, so no matter what, I can see that number already. So I'm making sure that no matter what, I'm learning how to find the stipulation to just let it be and to just go with it and just promote myself regardless and make sure I have more than enough success every single day. So what I do now is I just focus on helping myself to make everything in numbers over here. So I'm understanding I see the numbers over here. I'm making sure I have all these nice and beautiful numbers over here, but I'm focusing on making sure I let it be, and I focus upon always going and delivering these numbers every single day in the way that I'm growing. But anything else in terms of numbers over here, I see the dates over here in terms of numbers. I see everything's nice and beautiful with numbers. I'm making sure that no matter what, I'm learning very quickly how to become more, because that's how it is. See, what you guys can do with Edison recordings over here is you can go into the actual FL Studio layout, and you can go to FL Studio layout, and you can go and press these nice and beautiful cursors to go exactly where you want them in terms of different sounds and different modules of your music track, and you can record with Edison your nice and beautiful way of life over here where you're recording different sounds with the kick, and you can also do that for yourself if you want. And also it's changing into different scenarios that it makes it seem much more possible for you to achieve it. And also you can actually see what kind of sounds you want where and what you need to do by just looking at the FL Studio layout and moving the cursor from one point to another to make sure that no matter what, you can understand your numbers, and you can understand straight away, you always understand straight away how to speak with numbers by tackling those numbers, but also making sure you understand your nice and beautiful movement and patterns with the kick. And now the kick can be whatever you want in terms of whatever you want it to be. So make sure you understand that you can always use the FL Studio layout to be able to go and DJ something in your music track by recording the whole system of making sure that you understand you can record everything with the Edison track to just make sure that you can show people different parts of the track as a nice and beautiful summary of the nice and beautiful track as well. It's something that you can do. So for myself over here, I'm understanding that no matter what, I can create an extra part over here of music tracks, and I'm understanding that no matter what, it's much more how I feel to go and just do something to make sure that I'm learning very quickly upon what I can do here. So what I want to do over here is I make sure that no matter what, that let it be for now, I'm learning very quickly, that I understand straight away what to do. I'm understanding that no matter what, I can apply the effect over here, and I make sure that no matter what, I have to do it. I have to make sure I'm recording an extra part over here, an extra module over here. But what I want to do is I just want to show people a summary of the actual track. So what I do is very quickly just go and show that nice and beautiful summary very quickly, and I make sure I just extend the music track just a bit, and then I make sure anyway that I'm showing different parts of the music track very quickly so that people can understand straight away what I'm doing. And then as I finish the track, I finish the track on a nice and beautiful melody somewhere, and I make sure anyway I just finish it off with a dinosaur vocal, and that way I'm understanding that no matter what, I learn something big from this nice and beautiful way of life, where I'm understanding that no matter what, I record something much greater. I make sure I just record a bit more into Edison right here to make a nice and beautiful stipulation to make sure that I can just do that for myself always. And that's how to apply information. So I'm applying information. So what I'm teaching right now is what I'm showing you in my Adonotopia track, where I'm going around and just dwelling upon making sure that I can always remember how to do that. So what I do is I go and record my Edison, and I go and apply the effect to make sure I can always do that in the future, because you have to understand straight away how to actually love yourself. So I always love I, and I always make sure that no matter what, I have more than enough success every single day to do so. And I'm making sure I can go today to go and do some fashion modeling photos somewhere. So I'm making sure every single day that I focus on something new for today to make sure that I can go and raise my voice and vibe every single day to make sure I have more than enough success going for me. So what I do all the time is, as I go and speak more words into life every single day, I'm making sure I have more than enough success every single day to go and focus on my love for I. So I'm making sure always to go and extract the audios and content every single day about what I'm doing daily, to make sure that I'm always nice and beautiful in terms of my words, to make sure I always have more than enough success every single day to go and focus upon something that's helping me. So what helps me is understand how other people can be so positive with me, but the thing is that I realize that it's much more how it's never the time for me to be with them. It's much more how I understand straight away how women out there are trying to be positive with me and they're trying to love me in terms of how they are. I love I. Rush, although for me, it's much more how I feel that no matter what I do, that I feel like pursuing my words over here. And as I pursue my words, I'm making sure I never ever succumb to anybody except I. And that way I'm understanding that no matter what, I go and follow Jesus Christ anyway. But I'm making sure they understand that what I do daily is understand straight away how other people are positive with me, but I'm understanding straight away how they never want to talk to me much. But I'm understanding that as I really, really grow myself, I'm understanding that no matter what, that those people who are around you physically are much more people who actually deserve you. So focus on being I realize now, focus on being on the ones in terms of with the ones who are talking to you much more than other people. And that way you understand that those people who talk to you much more deserve you much more. And that's it. I mean, in a sense, so no matter what, you have to pick out your friends. You have to pick out better people in terms of everything. So make sure you understand always to go and deliver whatever it is about you to succeed differently, and make sure you're recording your screen and summarizing everything in your music track very quickly to be able to go and do greater. I love it. But as you are actually doing that, to make sure you understand that straight away, that what you can do extra is you can go and focus upon understanding that you make all these nice and beautiful WAV files, make 6 hours of WAV files and create an excellent format with those nice and beautiful, let's say, WAV files or stem files from your music track, and place it all together as a mashup, and just going to do one final recording on that nice and beautiful mashup right there, and just go and show people random stuff from that music track like that. And then guess what? Probably from that music track that I understand, I can go and really dwell upon something that's nice and new for me to actually go and apply information over here that's actually nice and beautiful. But have I done it? I probably haven't yet to do that. I understand that no matter what, that what I want to do now is I focus on saying that I have this track over here to apply, and as I apply this nice and beautiful track into the module, then I can go and do that, and I can make sure that no matter what, as I do this nice and beautiful stem file orchestration and excellent recordings, I make sure that either way, that once it's in my music track, I can always do that because it's in my music track and I've done the applying of it, and that's it. Since I've done it, I probably it's something different. I probably go do something different from that point, and I make sure I have more skills in the process to go and develop something more. And that's how you become more talent, by showing people more about what you're doing. I see, because that way you become worth it, and that way you do more. So guys, just make sure that you at least leave a 5-second gap or just a 10-second gap in the actual ending of your nice and beautiful music. And why? Because you need at least 10 seconds after the nice and beautiful atmosphere of your music, while also making sure that you finish off with a reverb type of nice and beautiful module with your actual music track or delay, so that you can have that nice and beautiful spacing of actual finish atmosphere in your music track to finish, like an atmosphere finish, or nice and beautiful vocal finish with an atmosphere, or melody finish with an atmosphere with delay or reverb, to make sure that you have that kind of 10-second feel that really slows down the track so that everything is nice and beautiful by the ending of your track. So you understand that it never finishes like this, for example, where it goes from one fucking kick into something else. So let's have a look over here. I mean, do you see how the track starts all over again? But if I play something over here, I make sure that you understand this part over here is much different than what you just heard. Gosh, that's much different, yeah? But where is the actual sound that you heard before? But what I do now is I make sure I reverb this right at the end, and I make sure I create a new reverb over here. So what I do is I assign this nice and beautiful stem file, which is an audio file, and I place it into a new mixer channel, and I make the actual audio stem file or actual soundtrack over here as a new type of format, or a new type of, let's say, audio file, and I make sure I assign it to a new mixer track, and I place a nice and beautiful, let's say, delay on it. I just place a delay 3 on it, for example, and let's have a look now at how it sounds. see that kind of difference? I mean, there's a big difference here. So what I do is I go and listen to this nice and beautiful finish over here. Anyway, so you can see that kind of finish there is something that you can do. I mean, that's just a delay effect. But what I want to do is I never want to finish my track like that because it has this sound effect delay that I never want that kick to sound like this. Whereas although what I want to do is I want to make sure that I go and just create something over here where I just cut it out. I just cut a bit of the segment out here and I make sure I assign the other one as a mixer track over here, while this one here has no mixer track, and I make sure that I go and do this now. Alright, now that's different. But making sure that no matter what, that I create this one as a mixer track over here. So I'm making sure that you guys can hear this, for example. So I make it a unique track again, and I make sure to assign it to that actual mixer track over here, which is mixer 65. Means I have a free delay over here. I made a slight slice into the actual audio clip, so I can make a different type of effect channel. So I can make a different type of, let's say, delay that's actually working with the track. So let's have a look now. I mean, that's that. Whereas although with this one here, whereas that's all different, but making sure you understand straight away that what I'm doing here is I'm creating some kind of an effect channel over here to make sure that I can go and create whatever I want, for example. So what I do is I go to a new pattern mode over here somewhere. I go to a new pattern mode in my FL Studio and I place a new pattern mode right here. And it's a blank pattern mode, so there's nothing happening there, but it's just a little bit of spacing over here to make sure that the actual track is finishing 10 seconds out of the track. So I'm saying I can place a reverb over here as well, and I can actually place a nice and beautiful decay reverb or a long decay reverb over here with the actual reverb over here. And do I want to finish it off that? I'm pretty sure I can finish it off like this, and making sure anyway that I place a nice and beautiful wet reverb over here. I make sure that it can be in your face like this. And let's have a look. You guys see how I finished the track off? I mean, you can hear that. I mean, that's nice and beautiful, isn't it? I'll make sure you can hear that. I mean, is that the kind of finish I want? I mean, yes. I mean, that's exactly the finish I want. I mean, that finish is like 20 seconds long, man. I mean, you see it? But it's an actual atmosphere of bliss that I want to teach you. And it's something that it's just an effect. I realize it's just one of those effects with a delay that's fucking going for so long, isn't it? And that's the kind of vibe you get from that kind of effect. So what I want to do is I want to make sure that you guys hear that for a long period of time over here. So I actually have to listen to it again to make sure that it's all the way through. So let's have a look at again how long that nice and beautiful actual melody is, so we can actually understand that I can go and time it as well. And I want to make sure anyway that what's important for me is I understand straight away that you guys have already heard it, but making sure that you guys have to understand straight away how I actually do live. So as I do live, I'm making sure that you guys just hear it again, so you understand that no matter what I'm learning in the process of what I'm doing, so I can show you once more how it sounds. Placing a nice and beautiful reverb here in terms of a nice and beautiful sound design over here where space to see exactly where that nice and beautiful sound is coming from. So what I do is I click the nice and beautiful time marker over here. I have a time marker, and I place the time marker where that nice and beautiful sound is, so I can understand how to grow myself. So as the sound is actually going down, I can place a time marker here where the actual cursor is. So the cursor's moving, and I place a time marker there in terms of wherever it stops. Alright, anyway, so what I want to do again is I want to place a time marker very nice and closely to that nice and beautiful point of view, but that was an accident. I'm making sure anyway that as I really grow myself quickly, I'm making sure I have more than enough spacing over here to make sure I can go to the right side over here, to make sure I do something more and more, to make sure I can go and deliver this content. So let's have a look. I realize all I do is place a time marker where the actual noise stops, and that's where my finish is for the track. I have to be quiet so I can listen. I can put a dinosaur vocal. Alright, so anyway, I can put a dinosaur vocal finish over here. And I can just say something about the vocal over here. So that's an excellent finish here. So I have a nice and beautiful way of life over here to show you the time marker. So I'm showing you guys the time marker inside of my actual Dynatopia nice and beautiful, let's say, video record here. So what I'm doing is I'm adding a vocal, and I want to add one of those vocals. So that kind of vocal there is an excellent finish for me. So make sure anyway that what I do is I grab this kind of vocal. I'll make sure I can get this kind of vocal over here. I'm making sure that what's amazing about this one here, I understand that it's just a different sound. I can do that one there, or I can do the other one, but that one there is more. Alright, now what I want to do is I want to place that kind of vocal there. So I want to understand that it's much more about that small one there, and that small one is something different. But making sure that if it's that kind of sound, or it's much more how I feel, and that feel, or that feel is something different for me, and that way I understand straight away that it's a dinosaur sound. But what I want to do is I want to place a reverb effect on this one, and I just want to make sure that I finish off with this nice and beautiful dinosaur feel. And now, is it a slight touch that you need? I'm pretty sure it's the slight touch you need to make sure you're growing yourself. So make sure you understand straight away that if I feel necessary about this one here, I'll make sure that no matter what, it's more how I feel. And how I feel is I understand that straight away that it can work. So what I do is I go and place that dinosaur feel vocal. After 20 seconds of the actual finish of the track, I make sure that there is an actual dinosaur vocal coming in. And what I do is I can place another feel as well, by making sure anyway that what I do is I combine it a bit together. I can combine it a bit together, and I can make two sounds work, and it's much better for me anyway to make two sounds work here. Alright, so I just want to make this unique over here. I want to place it into a new stem file in terms of a new mixer channel track, and I just want to create a vocal in terms of a reverb on it. I want to place a reverb on it. I want to make sure that this over here is something that you can hear. I mean, let's have a look at what's going on over here. I'll make sure that there's slight decay on this one. And that's a nice and beautiful reverb right here. I'll make sure I go and lift the reverb a bit. I mean, there's too much decay on that one. I mean, now that finish there is more enough for me. Roshi, now why is that? Because that's just the way it is, yeah? Roshi, it's just that kind of feel. Understand? And let it be that way. Roshi, now, do I want to add anything to it? Roshi, no. I want to let it be that way. And move on. Now you guys can see exactly my finish over here with my actual time marker. So what I do is I place a finish right here next to this nice and beautiful way of life over here, which is I place a time marker to say, hey, this is the finish. This is the finish line here. So I say finish, and also I can drag the actual time marker. I can drag it somewhere else. So I can actually drag my time marker just after the finish, and you can understand straight away that I'm learning very quickly upon how to use time markers here and how to use decay and finish off with my music track. So no matter what, it's just, I did apply that, and I'm understanding that no matter what, it's more like that. So what I do now is I focus on making sure that kind of finish is much more worth it for me to understand, to deliver that and to save the project as well is something I have to do. So I'm understanding that no matter what, as I save the project, I'm making sure that I have an FLP file over here, and I'm clicking the FLP file because it's an FLP file, and make sure anyway that what I want to do is I want to upload the most recent uploads of my FLP files online. So I'm understanding anyway that since I do that, I'm making sure I'm winning. I'm winning already what's happening. I'm making sure anyway that I just go and just save this project here, and then I go and export it. I export the project, and I make sure I export the project first. I make sure that no matter what, that first I want to go and export the actual nice and beautiful zip, in terms of the zip file of the project. I want to make sure that this one here is the 15th of the actual May, and 15th of the 5th 2021 is the date of this project. So I'm making sure anyway that I say ending package because it's the ending of my music track, and I place it into a zip file. And then what I do from that point is I make sure that no matter what, I upload this content online, and I make sure that I want to go and do Grader to just save some information here to make sure that no matter what, then I export the music track, and I make sure that no matter what, you guys have what you deserve in this nice and beautiful music track. But I upload the content now so I can go and deliver a better process, and this content over here goes into my nice and beautiful life coaching segments. So I'm not saying anyway, just do Grader, guys, and just make sure why I do what I do is because I need to go help you.